Welcome everybody to the Echo Arena VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I am joined with my co-caster Ollie and Alocoste on the Camworks. Ollie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm very excited for this matchup. I feel like it's going to be a close matchup today. Both being very skilled teams, but I don't think one's going to dominate the other, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we are going to be tuning in to Envy versus Tempo, ranked 5th versus ranked 4th in the Master tier. This is certainly going to be a pretty close one. And, we've gotten some interesting bits of information fed to us about sort of the players in this game and what to expect. And I'm curious what we're going to see, because from what I know, at least, National Agency seems to be, his shoulder at least, seems to be bothering him a little bit. They had a sub in here temporarily. Maybe they're considering bringing that sub in for Envy. But either way, National Agency seems to be in lobby and doing some warm-up tosses, looking okay. And so we're gonna see how he performs today, how the whole team performs really, because when you get to the middle of the meat of the Master tier, it just gets so competitive. This should be a great matchup.
Definitely, and let's just hope that National doesn't hurt his shoulder more during this match. Without, because we don't want him hurting his shoulder more. That won't be good.
No, not at all. I mean, maybe we got to come up with a term for it, echo elbow or something. I don't know what it is, but I've always wondered about that. Like what's the stretching strategy for these players? How much are they warming up? And it seems like they do things pretty right for the most part. They seem to get loose. They seem to get their stretches in. When it comes down to warming up, they get scrims in beforehand to make sure that when they get into this game, when it really comes down to it, and they start really throwing the disc, trying to get those 19-meter-a-second tosses, it doesn't end up blowing out their shoulder, because, geez, I mean, it can have an impact. Then you got to dip into your sub pool, or you have to potentially dip into the active sub. You don't even get somebody that you're familiar with, and so it's always it's certainly something you don't want to have happen when you're in this sort of area in the Master tier. They're vying to get up into that top 3. They're so close, and it's this is going to be a good one. Both squads in the lobby now. For the active rosters coming at you from Envy is Teniles, BK, Infiltrate, and National Agency. And over on Tempo, we have Frogio, Sundance, Stody, and Akinut. I don't know if I'm saying any of those right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ollie.
I think you said them all right. We'll have to wait till you get a complaint from the actual players.
Hey, I'll take any corrections. I can't remember who it was in the last stream, but if you preferred pronouns, whatever, we are all accommodating here. If we are ever wrong, please feel free to correct us. But now everyone's potentially getting ready to ready up. We got both squads hitting that ready button, and I think we are getting prepped to dive into our first round of the day. Envy on the orange team, blue team. Tempo on the orange team. Let's see what we get.
And round 1 begins. It will be Envy with first possession. Infiltrates and a pass up on the roof to BK. And BK with an open goal. It's a very early 2-pointer, 7.7 second goal time even. Very early, putting them in the lead, 2-0.
That was a crazy fast rollout. They instantly get Joust, and then just to quickly follow up the pass to the top, have the double stack ready there at the top of the zone, and then put that 2 in. And I don't know if you noticed, but National wasn't the shot taker there, so BK maybe going to be taking the role of shooting here so as to not to stress National's arm. But either way, the stack of this National BK speed is very much here and ready to defend as Tempo do start to set up inside the zone of Envy.
Stody now gets an intercept from Infiltrate, actually, and Infiltrate sending a clear all the way down back to the orange side. A race now, looks like it will be Tempo getting there first. Stody picking up the disc, sending a clear. No, it looks like it will be a pass over to Frogio. Frogio over to Sundance, and Sundance with the clear all the way down to the blue side again.
A good bit of passing work to get themselves up into the zone, and now they're going to try and set up the attack. The full force of the Envy defense is here waiting, though, and they're not going to make it easy. As you see the dive out here from National Agency trying to stun. There's a good pass to Aki, and he finds a 2-pointer into the bottom of the goal. Very nice shot.
A very nice 2-pointer from Oki, now tying the game up 2-2 in with just about 8.5 minutes remaining. So not even, it's very fast gameplay, and not even 2 minutes into the game, already points on the board, already, you know, trying to fight for that win, get that higher in that master tier. And you can tell these both teams are definitely master tier, definitely have experience connecting their passes, connecting their shots. They know what they're doing. They are definitely not new to this, which is of course why they're master tier.
Yeah, this is what you expect when you tune into these matchups on VRML 1. The passing, the shots to Niles, finding another 2. And that was just a great passing sequence there from the likes of Envy, just to work themselves around the zone, force out the defense to stretch, extend out of the bubble, and then attack like that. A good threading the needle there from the Envy offense.
Yeah, pulling out the defense and just getting that opportunity on the goal. As now that fast stack comes in and BK does pick up the disc, sending it over to National on the Pac-Man. National send it over to Infiltrate, and then Infiltrate down to BK, and BK dance around on the floor looking for the pass, send it up to National. National going for the zero angle shot, just dinging it off the inside. Stoti with the steal, but the stun comes through, but Oki manages to pick it up and send it just back through into the middle.
And just a good bit of defense to brawl it out. You know, they're really forcing, trying to at least force errors out of this Envy team. And you can see there a bit of a mispass goes wide. The clear not getting out as Infiltrate's there to snag it. And the pass work continues to be on point for Envy. Then, as I say that, a one pass does go wide. It looks like maybe he's expecting the shot and not the pass as he went to stun out the goalie. And still Envy managing to get these rebounds and continue to keep the pressure inside the bubble. The pass to the bottom of the zone. And no shot there. Finally, National does take it and finds 2 at the top. His shoulder not preventing him from threading an 18 meter a second, 5 meter there.
Yeah, putting them now 4 points in the lead, 6 points to Envy and 2 to Tempo. As Tempo takes the joust advantage, we can see Envy like have practice. Like they can fold up the defense. I think right now for Tempo, the only thing is like their defense isn't strong, but not strong enough to let to get Envy past, stop Envy even getting past.
Jeez, and they are the Envy defense really doing good. I guess the offense really doing so good to keep the pressure in the zone of Tempo, just making it really difficult for Tempo to get an offensive push really started. They just can't get set up inside Envy zone. And as I say that, maybe they can find the opportunity here. You can see now they're not going for the clear and stack. They're trying to get their passes up like Envy was, trying to get the full force of their offense set up inside Envy zone.
Sundance now on the roof, sending a pass over to Oki, and Oki going for the shot. Over the 2-pointer from 3 meters away, bringing them ever so close to tying this game back up again. 4 points to Envy, 4 points to Tempo, sorry, and Envy with 6 points. Just a 2-point game with just under 5.5 minutes remaining on the clock.
That shot going through 2 defenders, a real heater, if you will, to thread that defensive needle. And Envy are looking to bounce back, but a good bit of stack work from Sundance and Stoti managed to get themselves dispossession and interrupt this offensive joust from Envy. The question is, can they keep that pressure going? There's a good pass to Stoti, and it does allow for this offense to again set up inside Envy's zone. The question is, can they score another 2 points? Can they continue to chip away at this lead that Envy has? Because the Envy defense is not going to let up, and if they can get on offense, it's going to look a little bit threatening. The stack was there, but they couldn't get disc in time. And now it's going to be a standard sort of push as the toss back to the middle of the zone comes into BK.
BK now back over to Infiltrate. Infiltrate going for the shot, but Froggy was there to block it and get the clear all the way back down to the blue side. And as we saw earlier, Envy's defense really putting in the work. I don't know if you mentioned it, but putting in the work, not letting any passes go for letting Tempo advance. Now the stack comes through, getting the clear all the way back into the orange side. That disc is not staying in the blue side for long. Just dinging that shot, but the goalie was there to save it. And now will be Stoti picking up the disc, sending the clear all the way back through to the blue side. Now just a back and forth. We have Tempo stack just missing it. However, Froggy will pick it up, sending it back to Stoti. Stoti just walking it through now. Not feeling much pressure by the defense. Sends a pass up to Sundance. Sundance over to Oki. Oki just drops it as he gets stunned out. Stoti will recover it, but he also gets stunned out and just drops it into Tenal's hands. Tenal now with the clear, but the start comes through again. And it's right back over to the blue side. It's not really dominant on either side right now. BK now with the clear all the way back to the orange side. Stacks are racing through. Looks like it will be Envy there first. Envy infiltrate now with the pass, just missing it to Teniles as they just weren't ready. Sundance now will pick up, but will get stunned out by Teniles. Teniles send it over to BK, and BK now just slowing it down, letting his teammates get into position here.
Yeah, Envy doing a good job of playing some solid defense there. And I was watching National Agency. We shouldn't be worried about his throwing arm. We should worry about his punching arm, because he is certainly, as I say that, he finds a 2-pointer is off the head of Aki, but he was certainly throwing quite a bit of punches. And there he is scoring goals as well. National doesn't seem to be affected by whatever is bothering him in his shoulder today, because he's certainly playing well for his Envy team as they go up 8-4 in round 1.
Yeah, very unlucky there, as he just did manage to headbutt it into his own goal, but that's not stopping them. It's only 2 points. They have still plenty of time to come back. There's only 4 points that they need to score with just about 2.5 minutes remaining as Sundance get the interception over to Stoti. Stoti now on the roof, trying to get past those defenders, getting pressured by BK, but backs it out to Frogio. Frogio now trying to juke out the defender with a fake throw. Does juke him out, gets it over to Sundance. Sundance walking in and puts it in for the 2 points. Nice sequence, getting that Envy defense out of position and just managed to sneak past the pass and the goal eventually. Putting this making it a 2-point game once again. 8 points to Envy and 6 points to Tempo with just about 2 minutes remaining on the clock.
Certainly a very nice shot, and it's just crazy that the skill depth of this community is so deep. You know, anyone that's watching, they could be among us that could make these shots. You know, it's so impressive to see that both these teams are capable of putting out such a high skill level. You know, I love to see this back and forth that we got right now as the setup is coming in for the likes of Tempo, but can't quite get in through that defensive Envy, as there is the 3-point shot, the open goal. National Agency, another excellent shot comes in from him, and puts his team up in a very commanding lead here with 1:20 left.
National, even though he's got an injury in his shoulder, doesn't look like it's affecting him too much. His accuracy is still on point, and passing and shooting. Now Sundance gets pressured by that Envy sack, which came in very fast, knew right where to go. Will be Teniles, I believe, sending it up to the trench, and the slack coming in again, but Frogio just gets it away. Sundance will be able to pick it up for his team, just walking it up, trying to get that stack away, sending the pass over to Stoti. Stoti getting pressured, and the stack comes through, stuns him, and Niles now with the disc, sending it over to National. National going for the shot again, just missing it, but BK will be there to recover it. Sends an anchor, and another 3 comes through from BK, assisted by National, putting them now 14-6 in favor of Envy.
Jeez, the Envy team really turning on here in the later half of this round. And it's crazy because the aggression has really been there for both teams. This has been a very fast back and forth. We've been diving across the field, you know, with huge clears and shots on goal and brawls in the midfield. It's been a very active game. And, you know, I'd say in the last 3 minutes, they have just continued to pile on to this lead. And if you're going to do this, I mean, going into round 2, it's perfect for this Envy team because they're riding a huge wave of momentum. They've just scored, I think, maybe 10 unanswered points against the likes of Tempo. And, you know, if you're Tempo, you really got to reset here. You cannot allow the momentum of round 1 to carry into round 2 because that was a very solid final 2 minutes, really, from Envy.
Definitely. They definitely sped up, like, got warmed up to Tempo very fast and managed just to get past them. The stacks just knew where to go to intercept the passes and then just obviously get set up quickly around the bubble and just the passes and at one point and then managing to get a shot, getting past Tempo's defense. Very impressive from, but it looks like this is a very even match. Mostly even, I would say. I'm stuttering here a bit, but mostly even. Like, maybe just Tempo just need to warm up. Maybe they're not as fast to warm up as Envy were against Tempo, but we'll just have to see what happens in round 2, I guess. Yeah,
that's very true. It's you love to at this sort of level of competition. It's anybody's game still. You know, you can't count out a team because they're all these teams are capable of bouncing back. They're capable of rebounding and answering to a tough loss, and we've seen, you know, score swings. on both ends. It happens pretty often. We see a lot of best of threes in the VRML because the system seems to end up putting out some pretty good matches. I'm just looking at stats here, and I'm seeing a bunch of saves from Tempo. It does indicate to me that this Envy team is really just putting a lot of pressure as offense. They're taking a lot of shots and eventually finding those lucky headbutts in from the enemy into the goal. Every point matters, and out the gate, Tempo getting that joust advantage.
Frogio not going for a shot, just dinging it, but BK now picks up, getting stolen by Stoty. Stoty going for another shot, just missing it again. Frogio is there to pick up and back it out to Sundance. Sundance now over to Okinot. Okinot over to Stoty. So going for the pass actually, and back. Just missing the pass, just that final pass which could have had them the point, and Envy start coming in fast now, getting it all the way down. Looks like nearly made it in, but Stoty was there to catch it and sending the clear all the way back out. Looks like we will be seeing a bit of another back and forth again as these teams race around once again. Both like evenly matched, like I said before.
Wow, the steal! A fantastic stack push in from Tempo, and Sundance snags that one off the backboard. That was insane. The pressure is still here. There's two. Stoty doing work, gets the save, follows it up with the stack push, and gets 2 in for Tempo. Wow, what a sequence there to push them up 2-0 here for the first time they have the lead in the series.
Definitely, very impressive, and it just like shows at this level of play, one slip up, one save, it can just completely turn the game around. Like right now, Tempo's in the lead after that save and then the clear, and then obviously stacking, got there in the end and got the 2 points. As I say that, Envy just managed to tie it up incredibly fast, 14-second goal time, tying up 2-2 with just about 8 minutes remaining on the clock.
PK with a windmill shot there, almost gets stunned out, very close to getting shut down there, but the stack pressure does a good job to follow up, and geez, it's the speed of this game is really something. It feels like it's impressive that only 4 points have been scored in the last 2 minutes, considering how fast we've been going across this field, but it's because the teams rebound and stack and clear so quickly. And that's what you get, again, when you're in this master tier. There's the pass to the backboard, gets intercepted by Infiltrate, the full clear down range, but the stack from the defense in time to grab disc and try and prevent Envy from setting up. They do have one forward, BK, trying to stun out and disrupt, and he's managed to do that. He has dispossession, and here comes the Envy team collapsing off this advantage. Can they get there in time? No, they can't. The defense is managing to weather what could have been a very unfortunate storm.
Now the clear comes through, will be BK picking up for Envy again, and back to the orange side, because we've seen, it looks like, I will nearly just miss the goal. However, National will pick it up, just what a save from Frogio. It's happening all so fast. Now Stoty now with the disc, sending the clear all the way through into the middle, but BK is there to recover it. BK now over to National. We'll just send it high, and Stoty will be able to pick up. Sundance will get the clear all the way back to the blue side. The stacks coming through. You can see on the map there as well how fast the stacks are coming by as the disc flies. Now back to the orange side again, and both stacks coming in similar speed, very fast. And steal comes through from Okinot. Okinot now getting it down back to the blue side yet again.
Just keep going back and forth. The stacks answering, and quickly here, Stoty's looking to get another 2 points as he's trying to dance around this defense, draws him out, goes for the pass, but it's stunned out. Frogio not able to grab and dunk, but still, dispossession manages to stay into the hands of Tempo. Aki getting a nice snag, a very good pass up to the top of the zone. Can they get through this defense? That's been the tough task, and these cross passes have not been landing like Tempo has wanted them to, which has not led to a couple of points going unscored. Still, the defense has been great, but not good enough in the 1v3. They do manage to find at least 2 points. Envy taking a little bit of a lead here with 5:50 left.
Now 4-2 to Envy with just under 6 minutes remaining on the clock, as we saw Tempo's stack wasn't fast enough to get there in time, and Infiltrate was managed to get the goal. Just a missed pass now, but it will end up in Sundance's hands in the end, and it will get slapped over to the blue side. Infiltrate will grab it, send it back all the way through to the mid, And it will be the slap coming through, but Frogio gets stunned out very fast. Stoey manages to get the slap off just as he gets stunned. Sundance getting the shot, and it will bounce in actually, putting them in a lead by 1 point. 36-meter shot, putting them in the lead by 1 point with just about 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
6 meters a second, a real wow, for that to go in. I'm sure there was some panic brawls going on in the midfield to shut down some stack pushes, but either way, 3 points bouncing off the backboard for Tempo, and just like that, they've got the lead in round 2. The question is, how long is it going to be held on to? Not long is the answer. Frogio and the rest of the Envy offense push up and take the shots. Actually, excuse me, that was off the head of Frogio, but the Envy offense, regardless, just collapsing into that bubble and finding themselves another 2. Quickly answering off the 3, and just like that, they've got the lead again. Joust advantage to Tempo, though, so we'll see what they can do with plenty of time. You know, this is going to continue to go back and forth. If it goes the way of Tempo, honestly, because Envy won a snowball like they did in round 1. And they're trying to do that. That was an open goal. That could have been the start. Very fortunate dings off the bottom of the goal.
BK now backing it out to Infiltrate. Infiltrate sending the crossover, but just missing the pass. Will be Sundance now recovering it for Tempo, walking it up. As he does send the clear into the mid, just bouncing off that block. Will be Sundance again picking up the disc for the team as he gets it stolen, and the shot comes through just a little low off the goal, but the stack very fast to come in and pick up that goal, sending it back through to the middle. Not quite out the orange side, but will bounce out the orange side. But National is there to pick up. Goes for the shot, just a little high off the goal this time. And now BK picks it up for his team, walking it through, sending a pass over to Infiltrate on the back. Just some action there, getting stunned out, and back into BK's hands. BK now just doing some juking, walking it through, and he will get stunned out by Sundance, and Story will pick up, but National will go for the shot, just bouncing off a head, it looked like. National getting stunned out and dropping the disc to Niles, getting stunned out as well. And it will be back into National's hands. A bit of a brawl going up as he sends it up to Niles, and Niles putting it in for the 2, eventually getting the goal, making it now a 3-point lead to Envy, 8-5 in favor of Envy, with just under 3 minutes remaining on the clock.
It's really hard to be able to prevent shots when they're so. It's a constant barrage. You know, the defensive Tempo inside the bubble is impressive. For them to be able to prevent Envy from scoring for so long like that is huge. Now they're going to attack and get 2. A great answer back, and they are just playing so well right now to prevent, again, Envy from running away with it like they did in round 1. Question is can they do that for another 220? Because this is really when Envy started to shine, when we saw them really start to take round 1 into their own hands. And Tempo have done, like I said, such good jobs of getting these saves, of getting this inside the bubbles denial from Envy, that they just need to keep doing that for another 2 minutes and eventually find a lead of their own. They need to shut down what is now an Envy push as some good passing comes in. The stun on goalie, and BK finds 2 off the backside of the goal.
Honestly, the speed of Envy's like jousts and rollouts is just insane. You could see connecting every single pass, getting it to the orange side very quickly, not letting Tempo intercept any of those passes with their stacks, just getting it, working their way up to the bubble very fast, and then eventually ending up with a goal. They're very strong to answer and very fast to answer after getting scored on and getting joust advantage.
It is what leads to their snowball. You know, Tempo can't allow that to happen. They can't let these open 3s go. That's the 4th missed open 3 this round. They have taken tons of open goal 3s and just barely been wide, whether they've been high, low, or dinging off of the goal. Envy have been looking and hunting for these advantages that they managed to secure in round 1, and as they do that, Niles does get 2, and so while the 3s aren't getting sunk in, they still are applying the pressure inside the zone, and this is exactly where Tempo had trouble in round 1. It's right in this last 2 minutes, and it seems to be where Envy really tend to put on a little bit of extra, pressure on the gas pedal.
Yeah, now it's Frogio. Misses the pass. It looks like he was expecting a player to be down at the bottom. National will send it over to Niles. Niles just walking it through on the ground here, getting pressured, but He will just miss the pass as it hits the bow tie. But we'll go back into Infiltrate's hands, who are just trying to slap it away now. Just looks like they're trying to keep it away from Tempo at this point. They don't care about the goals, they just want to make sure Tempo doesn't get any more goals. As I say that, Tanals goes in and puts it in. Looks like he will be sealing that round with the final 2 pointers. I believe they are out of time as they come out of the tunnels. 26-second goal time as well. Very fast turnover. I keep saying Envy are very fast, but they definitely practice their passing. Everything's just on point. Definitely makes them a master tier team.
It's so hard to hit those passes like they are. They're so quick and they're accurate. You know, that's the real. It's in addition to how fast they're being thrown, they're right on point. And if you hit 3 of those passes in a row, it's just so hard to contest. You need an incredibly on-point stack to be able to contest that. And we just, you know, to Envy's credit, they just really put on a tough offensive performance. And to Tempo's credit, man, I want to see the stats because there was a handful of fantastic saves in this game from Tempo. I mean, they really, look at all 10 saves coming in from the team, 5 from Froggy, 4 from Stody. I mean, for them to be able to shut down that aggression inside the bubble like they did is huge. It's a threat that this Tempo team presents as a on defense that every Master Tier team that goes up against them needs to be ready for. You need to be ready for a very strong bubble defense from Tempo because, man, they really brought it today. And it wasn't quite enough. They almost had rounds 1 and 2, but the last 2 minutes, I mean, I've always wondered, you know, are teams practicing a 2-minute drill? I don't know.
Maybe they are, but with that being said, we will take a short intermission here as we move into our second match and final match of this short block, Elusive versus Hyperion. So make sure you all stay tuned for that one as we'll be back to you very shortly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Echo Arena VR Master League. I am still NightFiree, and I am still here with Ollie. And if you were just tuning in, or if you maybe are just dropping by, you may have missed a very awesome Envy matchup. They managed to take 2 rounds, and it was a fantastic Master Tier matchup. It's what you want to see. And now what we're getting here is a high ladder tier matchup where these teams are essentially competing to try and get into that upper echelon, if you will, right? That the master tier that these squads have started to look out so far into. And we're already into the game, I think.
Yes, indeed we are, and a lot of back and forth going in here as well. Looks like we'll be Hyperion missing the clear, but a lot of fast throwing. There's a lot of back and forth right now. And as we go into orange bubble, Finn with the clear all the way back into the orange side. Just backline defenders just missing it there, and it will be old Chappie getting it all the way through back into the blue side.
We are off to the races in this matchup, and his 2 gold squads, ranked 12th, ranked 13th, duking it out. This is essentially a master tier matchup. It's what you should expect in terms of quality, and out the gate, we are very much seeing that. The stack speeds are so fast, Dolly. Look at how quick the defense gets back.
Very fast indeed. Finn now, we can see we're seeing a lot of back and forth. It's only been a minute in the game so far. It's been on both teams' sides at least 3 times, I would say. They just keep turning it over so fast, but now it looks like Hyperion will get set up somewhat around the bubble in the orange side as he backs it out to Moshi, and Moshi trying to back out all the way, but just goes back into the blue side. So Dominic now going for the shot and hits the first goal of the game. A very nice 3-point shot from 24 meters away, putting Elusive in the lead by 3 points.
You love to see it. I mean, that is the male slot shot, a classic, if you will, as we do go into a brief timeout. But what a first minute and a half out the gate here. These teams playing so aggressive on both the defense and offense, and to see some that 3-pointer come in is certainly a good way to kick it off for the likes of Elusive. But I don't anticipate this one to really be a blowout because Hyperion were attacking on offense. They were very close to finding some shots on goal, but just couldn't get the setup they needed. And we'll see what they can do on their offensive joust once we have the full force of the Elusive team reconnected. But yeah, and again, to kind of just retouch on what I was talking about before we got thrust into this game. These teams are competing to try to eventually, when we get to that Challenger Cup, which I think is only a couple of weeks away, they'll be trying to battle for a slot into the Master 2. They'll be going up against ranks 9 and 10 in the Master tier. And if you're ranked 11th and 12th, then you're going to be able to compete. If you're not, then you're not high enough in the ladder. And right now, Elusive is ranked 12th. So they really need to make sure they lock in this W as we now do go back into the round and see what Hyperion can bring on the offense. I mean, like in the same vein, Hyperion's 13th. They need this win too if they want to be able to be a potential contender in that Challenger Cup.
Yeah, and it just goes to show once you get out of Master Tier, it's not like a big decline in skill.
Yeah.
You can still see like the skill is very high still in both these teams. It looks like it is also an equal matchup.
Yep.
Teams being placed, like you said, 12th and 13th. So matchmaking, the algorithm doing its job, I guess. And no, I don't know what to say except from, I mean, it is equal, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get in like week 4, week 5 of the VRML. You just get the closer matchups. Everyone gets their MMR that they're supposed to be in, and you really start to see teams have to compete. You start to see great passes need to be thrown, and a nice setup there, but from Moshi to Howler finding 2, and hey, that is really nice pass work inside the zone.
Yeah, connecting them passes, managed to get past that defense and put it in, making it a 1-point game with just over 7 minutes on the clock. Finn will now take the QB. Sir Dominic over to David. David down to Chappie will just miss it and it will bounce back into Echo's hands. Howler now with the pass up to Moshi. Moshi will now just walk it through for his team.
And we are, I mean, this is the back and forth that you love to see. The brawling in the midfield, really, as we do get a bit of a slow up here. The back clear. And what I really am noticing is every little mistake gets punished. There's a missed pass instantly scooped up by Sir Dominic in the 3-man stack. And now they're going to go for that stack and clear. The clear, not favorable, instantly scooped up by the likes of Hyperion and cleared down. The clear not followed up on, punished. Sir Dominic has it. All of these little back and forths are sort of a result of not capitalizing on the of the defense capitalizing on mistakes. And as I say that, a missed pass goes wide, another pass gets intercepted, and this is just both teams trying to put something together, but the defenses of both squads shutting them down, and it's what really is leading to this back and forth. And now maybe a chance to set up for Hyperion inside the zone. There's the shot and 2 get-ins from Echo. Now they have the lead.
Echo with the nice 2-pointers from 7 meters away will put them in the 1-point lead now. Still a 1-point game, still very close. But Hyperion now with 4 points and Elusive with 3 points. As Elusive rolls out with Jar's advantage. Finn taking the QB, playing it slow now. Realize they probably have to slow it down a bit, sending it up to Ochapi. Ochapi over to Dominic. Dominic over to David Yaka. David Yaka now walking it through, sending it back to Finn, just missing the pass. It looks like the stacks will be racing through, and it will be Hyperion stack there first, getting ready to set up around the bubble.
The defense so quick to get back in time from Elusive, though. It's going to force them to go with the back pass. Howler bounces off his hands there, and quickly David tries to dive in and clear it out. So Dominic's there to pressure Moshi from grabbing disc, and still the likes of Hyperion managing to hang on to dispossession inside Elusive zone, but it's brawling for disc and a crazy back and forth. There's the back pass. When's the setup going to come in inside the zone?
It will be Finn now taking the disc and clearing it, but it will go straight into Echo's hands. He's just sat back here trying to burn down the clock. Send a nice long pass over to Moshi. Moshi now down to Echo. Echo just taking his time. They are in the lead, so they can take time. Send it up to Cinnamon Twister on the roof here. Look, you can tell they know like what they're doing. They don't want to risk it. They're just taking their time, making sure that because like this is a very fast match. If they mess up, then they can very easily start losing again. Considering how fast the stacks are, they know that if they're in the lead, even if it's by 1 point, they need to slow it down in order to try to keep that lead. As you said, as you mentioned earlier, they need this win if they want to get a shot at the master tier games.
Oh, well, and there it is. I mean, and I completely. What it really is it's a good adjustment from Hyperion. They're doing such a good job of recognizing, hey, these things are going a little too quick for us. We're losing control and getting punished by making mistakes. And we saw them slow up and look for just clean passes inside the zone. They got a good clear down to the bottom of the bubble there and found the opportunity to score 2. And it's going to now come down to Elusive if they can clean up their offensive push. It's just a matter of both teams cleaning up their offensive entries and making sure that they can get set up properly inside the bubble. There's a pass, goes a bit wide, not perfectly tossed to the back of the zone, and instantly punished by the defense. As it slows up any momentum they had going inside that bubble. There's another great intercept by that stack, and the stack of Cinnamon Twist and Echo just doing a really good job of preventing setups from the offense of Elusive. Oh no.
Howler managed to sink that shot on an open goal. Elusive's defense not getting there just fast enough. They were close but not fast enough, and he managed to hit the 19-meter 3-point shot, putting them now 6 points in the lead. Looks like they are taking off slightly, like we saw Envy last game, starting to take off during the sort of last 3 to 2 minutes of the round.
I keep thinking, I always think maybe teams, are intentionally are playing just sort of a bit more passive in the early starts of rounds, and then they realize, hey, we need to turn this on, and they start to play a bit more aggressive. There's an open 3 off the backboard and gets scooped up by Chappie. What a crazy save. You love to see those, and you only get them at this level of competition. There's the shot off the backboard, dings off of the top of the goal, doesn't go in. Still, though, these are going to attack, and off of the head of Finn, they find 2. Elusive trying to climb back here.
Trying this now as we get into the last 2 minutes. We'll see. Will they be similar to Envy and just start completely taking off, or will Elusive make their way back to try and take this first round? As we see Howler taking the QB, sending it over to Cinnamon Twister, who's getting pressured by that very fast stack, but just gets past the Echo. Now down to Moshi. Moshi slowing it down, sending it down to Echo. And Echo up to Cinnamon Twister. Cinnamon Twister over the croak pass over to Howler, and Howler slams it in for another 2 points, making it 11-5 in favor of Hyperion.
It slams it in is a great description of that, because he really grabbed that from the extent of his reach and then fires it into the front of the goal for 2, maybe making it even harder to defend from. But either way, tacking on to Hyperion's lead, and they are looking great in this first round. With a minute left, they've got a comfortable bit of an advantage, and they're maintaining their pressure inside the zone of Elusive, as you do see another setup coming in here from Echo as he finds 3 from the bottom of the zone. An open goal exposed and punished. Hyperion now 14-5 in round 1. This is certainly round 1 getting locked in for them.
I think you were right when you said do teams practice the final 2 rounds, because Hyperion is just completely taken off with their points. 2 minutes even, because they are completely just taken off in these last couple of minutes of the round. Now just the stack just coming through very fast, just drops it, but Howler at the back is able to pick up and send the clear over to Finn, who will intercept it. Finn now just taking the time, trying to send it over to David Yaka, but it will just get intercepted off the head of one of the blue team. Now the stack comes through, the 3-man stack. Will they get one final goal in? Yes, they will. A final 3 points to seal off this first round.
Yeah, that's hey, can't ask for a better way to go into round 2. You're up 17-5 right now. It's a commanding lead leading you into round 2. And if you're Elusive, you really just need to reset. You just need to recollect yourself, clear your mind of this last round, because while they had, they had a great 7 minutes, kept it very close, and then in those last 3, things just got out of hand. And so it's going to come down to, can they play a full 10 in round 2 and do it the same way they managed to do at least the first 7 here in round 1?
Yeah. I don't really know what to say. I mean, you pretty much covered it. It was a great round. It started taking off in the last couple 2-3 minutes. So, I mean, high-level teams, definitely a chance to get into Master Tier. Definitely, not a big skill gap, like I mentioned earlier, between, the bottom of Master Tier and the high of, I don't know what you would call it, just, the regular ladder. But
yeah, the top of the ladder. Diamond tier, I guess. Or gold, I suppose, not diamond. But, yeah, it's... I mean, geez, this is such a great... you have this high skill, but at the same time, if you are new to the game and maybe you want to get into the VRML and play competitively, there's such a huge amount of teams in the league right now that there's plenty of new players in the league as well at the bottom of these ranks, down in the bronze divisions, that if you're new, you'll end up going up against and having a much more, you'll have an equally fun competitive time. It just won't be, as fast as these guys here, because these guys have been practicing, and scrimmaging every week and putting in hours and hours of practice to make sure that they are ready to compete against all of these teams. And when you get to that master tier, it ramps up. Then you have to practice against certain teams and do VOD research. It's a whole different tier of competition, and I'm really interested to see how these Challenger Cup teams do, as Dominic wants to get Elusive into the Challenger Cup himself and not let them get kicked out, because they are ranked 12th right now, and puts up 2 in round 2.
Elusive taking the early lead with the first 2 point of the game. What we saw in the round 1, except 2 points this time, taking that lead, will be Hyperion taking Joust advantage. Howler with the QB down to Echo. Echo over to Cinnamon Twister. Twister back to Howler, just out of his reach, but it will bounce into Echo's hands, closely pressured by that Elusive stack. However, he does get past and just misses the bounce pass, it looks like, but still managed to get down to Moshi. Moshi now backing out to Twister. Twister over, just missing the pass to Echo, but Echo will be there to receive it.
The juke was insane. 2 defenders on him. He manages to let go of disc, bounce off the wall, gets it, and goes for that clear pass. Can't quite get it, and now here comes a good bit of passing from the likes of Hyperion. 2 getting sunk into the corner from Echo, and that was a nice clean setup. That's what they need. Good on-point passes to thread the needle through the defense.
The thread the needle is definitely the phrase. Like, looks like most of the elusive defense was very close to the goal, so definitely was threading the needle through that goal, through the defense, and managed to get the 2 points to tie this game up now. Dominic will take the pass and send it back to Chappie. Chappie across to David Tiaka, but Moshi with the intercept and attempting the clear, but just bouncing it off some blocks. Finn will take it back for elusive, sending it down to the blue team bubble, but it will be Howler picking it up again, sending it down to his teammates. Echo will pick up and anchor it off his teammate for the clear, but David will be there at the back to stop it as elusive tries to get set up here now.
Great pickup by David to dodge the stack, but now this is the stack clear coming in. They lose the disc on the back end. The follow-up's there from Howler, thankfully, though, riding the shoulders of a defender, stuns and then grabs the disc for the 2. That could have been a potential 3 for the likes of Hyperion, but either way, they managed to put up a few points on and get their lead with 7:30 left on the clock. They were nowhere near that sort of 3-minute drill yet, and Elusive just need to stay in this one like they did in round 1, and it's going to take some offensive pressure that they have been applying, but not quite as effectively as they were hoping. There's a good bit of intercepting off of that back-end offense. Here's the full force of Elusive pressuring in and diving down, trying to stun out, but getting snagged by the likes of Howler in full clear. This is a huge clear from Howler. The defense is there in time, so is Hyperion, and we are back to being very fast across the map here, Ollie.
Now as Chappie managed to get there first to the disc, it looks like Hyperion had their priorities set to get to defense first rather than going for the disc. Dominic receives the pass and puts it in, ties it up very quickly. Now 4-4. Very close second round. Both teams have just warmed up to each other. Elusive know what they need to do against Hyperion, and just they're not letting them get away with a win in this one. Looks like keeping it close, just tying it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. It's, and again, these teams got something to compete for. That's for dang sure. They got something on their minds when they're battling this out, and maybe it's adding to the mistakes, to the pressure, or it's adding to the ferocity we're seeing. Either way, it is a fun bit of a game to tune into here on the Sunday afternoon for myself, maybe night for some of those EU fans over there. But here comes the setup. Hyperion trying to get, again, inside the zone. A good bit of pass work to the bottom of it. There's the intercept, the save from David Yarker. And now they're going to try and apply some offense. The stack buzzes past disc and still in the hands of Hyperion.
Will be David now picking up for Elusive at the back. We can already see Hyperion's stacks just getting back in because they know they need to get someone in defense in case Elusive do slip past their sort of frontline defenders. Hecko now with the intercept and going for the open goal shot, just missing it, just low. But we'll have Cinnamon twist out of the back, being able to pick it up, sending it down to Echo on the bottom of shield, going for the shot and sinking it. Now 2-point lead to Hyperion, 6-4 in favor of Hyperion, with just about 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
It felt like the defense of Elusive slowed down just for a moment, just for a fraction of a second, and Hyperion sprung on that. They managed to find a pretty big gap in coverage there, get a great pass to the bottom of the zone, and then attack. And there's a good bit of stack work from Echo. The open 3 goes wide as Finn dives and applies pressure just at the right moment to prevent that 3 from being sunk in accurately. Still, though, it is Hyperion with possession and threatening the likes of Elusive. They're trying to set up. There's the stack. There's a good dive from Yarker. He has been playing great defense on goal and really shutting down this momentum. There's the full stack of the offense. Can they push up in time? No, they can't, but still, momentum for Elusive.
Dominic will now take the disc for Elusive, just walking up into the bubble. Then a long pass over to David. David just dinging it off the rim. Moshi will be able to recover it and send it back, but Finn will intercept the clear, going for the backboard shot. Howler is there with the save, with a very quick save, sending it all the way back to the middle. Dominic with the stack, coming in very fast to pick up that disc, not letting it go to their side again. With a long pass over to Finn, and a nice save from Howler again. Back to the mid we go, and this time it will be Echo for the blue team, sending a long clear all the way back to the orange side.
Jeez, Howler coming out. Both David Yarker and Howler performing as goalies here today in round 2. Some wild saves from the likes of both squads. And now we'll see if they can do it again, because Hyperion's looking to set up another attack. We'll see if Yarker can hold the goal like he has been so far in round 2. It's certainly not been an easy task, as again, the quick passes coming in from Hyperion. They're trying to set up. The defense does dive out, and look who it is. David Yarker putting the pressure and clearing it downrange.
Both teams now sacking very fast, but both just missing the disc. Will be Dominic picking up again, stolen by Echo Zero and getting the clear all the way back through. And it looks, oh, that was so close, but Hyperion stack is there first. Cinnamon Twister will dunk it in for, yeah, another 2 points. Starting to gain distance now between the points. For 8 points to Hyperion and 4 points to Elusive. Just a 4-point lead, but starting to gain some distance now.
Yeah, Hyperion taking round 1, 17 to 7, I believe, was the scoreline in round 1, and they are now trying to stack up a bit of a lead here in round 2. And this is when we saw them get active in the last couple of minutes. But Elusive applying pressure, Happy walks it in for 2, and it's gonna, like you said, it can Elusive maybe activate and come online here in these last 2 minutes and run away with round 2 and take us to a final round 3, because that's what we're looking for.
Will now be Hyperion with Joust advantage. Howler taking the QB, sending it over to Cinnamon. Cinnamon over to Echo. Echo all the way down to Moshi this time, getting pressured by the backline stack, but we'll get it out to Howler. Howler will just get stunned by a stack as they sail past. So Dominic now with the clear all the way through. It will just bounce backwards actually. Back into Dominic's hands, however. Maybe a self pass, maybe not. Over to David now. David will stun that defender, but will not be able to get the pass backwards. So it looks like he was trying to get back to Dominic, but Echo now with the clear all the way back to the middle. Looks like Chappie might be there to recover it, but the stack coming through very fast. Going for the shot, just a little high, and Finn will be there to recover it, not letting them get that goal. Over to David now, and David will send the pass over to Dominic.
We're just brawling out in the midfield here. 1:20 left. The lead not big enough for Hyperion to relax. They really do need to continue to apply pressure because, geez, look at this. Elusive are trying to set up. They're looking for a 2. All they need is a 2 to keep themselves in this one and tie it up. There's a good cross pass to the front, and Sir Dominic finds it. Elusive, with now 4 points unanswered, tie things up as we get danger close to overtime. 50 seconds left. We'll see what Hyperion can do with their offensive joust.
What? This is definitely a closer second round. Well, I mean, yeah. Howler now taking the QB over, just missing the pass. Looks like Hyperion maybe getting a little worried. Dominic with the shot, and he will hit the 3 points. I cannot see from how far away that was, but he will hit it. See, this shows at this level, even one mistake can cost you. In this case, looks like it could be a round. Just one single mistake, and it literally could cost you a round.
That turns it into a 3-point advantage with 13 seconds left. They need an open 3 here. They're looking for it in the corner pocket. Can they find the shot? It's coming out, but the defense is there to shut it down. We are going to a round 3. Elusive with a fantastic bounce back, and this time not letting Hyperion run away with it in the last 3 minutes. They themselves getting 7 unanswered points to lead to an 11-8 victory in round 2. We're going to a round 3. Let's get the predictions going in Twitch chat.
Well, in a Twitch, I can also see Oculal saying now it gets interesting. It definitely does. Both teams have taken a round, so round 3 is always interesting, as you know. It just is very. I can't talk. It's getting closer now. The Elusive taking that second round, just seconds. All it took was seconds, and it bring us into a round 3. Just show. I definitely didn't think this match would be as close as it is, but it definitely is. It's just the skill of these teams.
Hey, then here's the question. Who do you take here going into round 3? Predictions are live on Twitch chat. If you're tuning in from YouTube or watching this in the past, we'd still do appreciate you. And if you're watching this live, you should go subscribe to the YouTube. Head on over to VR Master League, Echo Arena VRML on YouTube. You can find interviews, highlight reels, all of the games from past broadcasts. It's your number one stop for VRML action. Again, please go over there and subscribe. Also, a shout out to everyone that has been following here today. The hydrate push an hour ago, which I did hydrate for, so I do appreciate it. Also, the subscribe coming in from Ooga Booga 43. Thank you so much. And that's that as we get into round 3.
And it will be a close joust, but Elusive managed to get the headbutt into the blue side to start off the round here. A bunch of stuns coming through, and it will end up in Echo's hands, who will manage to get it all the way down into the orange side. Will be close to the goal, but the Elusive stack is there to receive it and get it away from their bubble back into Moshi's hands. Moshi backing it out all the way to Echo. Echo down to Twister. Twister sending the pass over to Moshi, and Moshi slamming it in for the first 2 point of round 3.
It's just the great 90-degree cross passes that they've managed to put together inside the zone consistently, you know, and they're fast and they're accurate, and it's what makes it so difficult to defend against. And Hyperion have been doing that consistently when they go on the attack. They've been doing a really good job of just sending those fast passes around the bubble and making it hard to defend, honestly. And here comes a bit of a an aggressive defensive stack from the likes of Hyperion, and they're trying to put on a little extra pressure early here. They're not letting it wait to get down to the last 2 minutes. They want to stack up a lead right now in round 3.
Echo now just dinging that shot, but both stacks coming in fast, but it will be Sir Dominic, I believe, getting the final slap out back into the blue side. Elusive stack going for a shot now and hits the 3 points. Finn from 50 meters away. Hyperion was there, but just not fast enough. Just that single second. I keep mentioning this, but seconds, and now they're in the lead by 1 point.
And I think Finn's consistently made those long shots here in this series. I mean, he has just been taking, which is so hard to do, to recognize the opening in coverage, that gap there where you know, hey, I can get this 3. It's not going to get intercepted. It's a very quick, on-point reaction play that comes out, and Finn's managed to find a couple of very key 3s to kick it off for this Elusive team. We'll see if it leads to anything throughout the rest of this round, because there is plenty of time left, and the lead is small as we continue to brawl for disc in the midfield.
Moshi will eventually pick it up, going for the shot. Will actually bounce in. He will get the 26-meter long shot for the 3, putting them back into the lead by 2 points. Still a small lead, but the lead in nonetheless. Just under 8 minutes remaining on the clock. 5-3 in favor of Hyperion.
And hey, an equal reaction to be able to make that shot. Really nice recognition of the openings and the lack of coverage, and finds himself a nice 3 off the backboard. Here comes the setup and just walks it in. Chappie had the opportunity to pass to David there on the corner, but decides to instead take it for himself. And just like that, the back-to-back continues, and now we're all tied up with 7 minutes left.
A very nice answer from Elusive as they managed to just tie it up again. Just under 7 minutes now as Howler takes a QB, sends it over to Tunnel. Similar thing we saw last round, which cost him the round, but he will get it out of there eventually. Echo bouncing close to the goal, but will not take the right bounce to go in. Howler now resend it back to Moshi. Moshi all the way back to Echo. Echo taking his time. They need to take the time. They cannot mess up. Howler gets stunned out now, and Elusive will pressure that disc, trying to get it through. We'll just bounce back down here, and there will be a slap from Moshi, I believe. It looks like it will just go straight back into Elusive's hands, and Elusive not trying to get it out.
Man, this is just really good high-level Echo. You know, both of these teams making mistakes, and those mistakes getting punished appropriately, but then we're trying to adapt and recognize, hey, we can clean some things up, and doing it live in the middle of the game. It's such a challenge and a testament to a team if they can do it, and to see both squads trying to adjust their play styles and get a little bit cleaner, as we do see the disc get missed by 3 offensive pushes there. There's the pass to the backboard. There's the fancy work from Chappie to find it in, and this is what you love to see. Am I right? I mean, the back and forth in round 3, it's perfect.
You definitely love to see it. Just keeps the game interesting. Keeps you on your toes, at the edge of your seat. Just, you know, you don't know what's going to happen in this round 3 when the teams are just this close. Howler will send the pass over to Echo. Echo doing a bit of dancing around. Just going over, trying to take the shot, it looks like. I'm not sure what that was, but so Dominic will be there to recover it and send the clear all the way back through to the blue side.
And you know, you got to take the 3s when you can find them, as Chappie knows, but at the same time, they can punish you. if you take a 3 that's not available, it can result in a turnaround like we just saw here. And now Elusive trying to do what Hyperion did in round 2, but maybe or round 1, excuse me, but maybe a little too early. You know, to activate this level of aggression and get this lead does leave time for Hyperion to bounce back, and it's what they're going to try to do as they get into the zone of Elusive.
Elusive now, just missing this guy. Could go for a shot, but Finn is there to save it. Send it up to David now, up at the top. David just trying to burn the clock. They have a lead. They don't want to mess up and give up any points. David now down to Finn. Finn stacked up with Sir Dominic, and they will go for a dribble, sending it back to the blue side as they do actually get stunned out on their stack. It will be a race for this. It will be David Yaka again, and it will hit the backboard shot for 2 points, putting them even further in the lead, making it 12-5 in favor of Elusive.
And, you know, we saw a lot of missed open 3s in round 2. We saw a lot of made open 3s in round 1. And here, I think finally Elusive have adjusted. They've gotten a lead and they've sat Finn in goal. And I don't know if Hyperion have really recognized this change yet in their defensive layout, because they keep going for what they think are open 3s, but Finn seems to be there and ready, you know, waiting and ready for it. So a really nice adjustment from this Elusive team to recognize, hey, these guys have been taking a lot of open 3s. This has to stop, and to then shut that down. And, you know, the time ticks away, and you can see Hyperion starting to feel the pressure get a little bit more and more, as they do want this W.
David will now receive the shot attempt at the back here, sending it all the way back to Chappie at the goal. We can see Hyperion getting sort of stressed. They really need these points now. They are sending everything they have at Elusive. Echo now with the clear all the way back to the orange side. Elusive's stack will follow it and get it first. We'll just miss it as they bounce this off the shield. A headbutt coming through into Chappie's hands. Will get stunned out, but David will pick it up and just slow the play down once again.
Yeah, this is, you know, oh no, this could be bad. Oh, as the 3-pointer dings off the inside and then floats around inside the zone, the pressure continues to be applied by Elusive. The pass to Chappie, and oh, Chappie has been the striker that has led Elusive to what could be a series victory against Hyperion. Nothing's out of the works yet. We've seen Hyperion put up 10 unanswered points in a matter of 2.5 minutes, which is exactly what they need to do here. It's not out of scope. We've seen them do it in this series. So we'll see if Hyperion can recollect a little bit and find themselves a couple of shots on goal. As I say that, there he is, Finn, waiting at the back of the zone, gets what was looking like a setup clear, and then clears it for his own team.
Well, that'll be the disc loose. Will be Dominic picking up for Elusive as the fast stack comes through. Walking it in now, trying to dunk it in, but just gets stunned out just in time. However, Chappie will be at the back to pick it up. If he's not getting pressured, he's just burning the clock, like I've been mentioning, which is definitely a good idea. Just if he's not getting pressured, to sit there and to wait is definitely a good idea, especially even though you have a big lead. Like, it could, 2 minutes could turn it around. As I say that, Chappie with the 3-pointer from 8 meters away, just slipping it past the defense, gaining even more distance on Hyperion, putting it 17-5 to Elusive.
Yeah, and you know, it's I appreciate the hydrate redeem coming in. Thank you so much. I will hydrate with my choice of beverage, which is tea. And you know, it makes you wonder: is there any injuries on the likes of Hyperion? Is anyone feeling sore in their shoulders? You know, National Agency is a legend for competing through that soreness. It's something that you have to be careful about. You know, you got to make sure you're loose. You got to make sure you don't get overextend yourself. But it's certainly a question that maybe it can get factored in. We don't have all of the inside information. What it does seem to be is maybe a connection issue, as we do have a bit of a drop and a bit of a pause in this matchup as we wait for all of Hyperion to get back in lobby.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, we have had a drop by Cinnamon Twister. Hopefully they can get them in swiftly, because 1.5 minutes remaining. I'm not sure if that's enough time to be able to score 12 points, but if I don't do the maths of them, maybe we can still have hope that maybe they can come back. As we just
quickly do quick math. What is it? 3 threes is 9 plus 5 is going to get us to only 14. It's going to be Yeah, 4 threes needed for them to get up here in a minute and a half. It is certainly a mountain, if you will, of a lead that Elusive have managed to build up here, and I think we're about ready. Yes, we are, to get back into the action. The clock's ticking, the joust comes out, and hey, this is it. Hyperion really need to start scoring quite a few points to get themselves back into this round 3. Otherwise, it's going to be Elusive continuing to go up into the ranks, maybe get pushed up into rank 11. And as they're looking for points, is exactly what Elusive need to do. They stun out the offense and get the pressure again back into their zone and burn time. A minute left now, and I just don't think it's going to be possible for this Hyperion team to bounce back, especially if they continue to pat on to their lead. Oh, Chappie with another 2. And yeah, this is going to be round 3, very most likely going into the Elusive hands. But what a fantastic series to tune into here today.
Definitely. Now Elusive with 19 points on the board. Hyperion with only 5. This is not looking good for Hyperion, as Howler sends the pass over to Twister. Twister trying to send it back over to Howler. Howler does get it in the end. And just trying to send it through. 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Looks like this round will, in fact, be going to Elusive.
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing well. Sir Dominic stealing it from Chappie. He wants a little bit of the action himself. Chappie scored enough points, he says. I want some on the board for me. And it is going to result in none being scored, and instead the disc getting cleared down. But yeah, a fun one to tune into, and a lot to be learned from in this one. If you're either one of these teams, to go back and watch this footage, mistakes were made and they were punished. But if you can avoid making those mistakes going into the next series, it's going to continue to elevate the gameplay of both teams. Because man, that was the top of the ladder is certainly very competitive. And if you're a team that's in the challenge, that's in the master tier and is in danger of going to the Challenger Cup, got to be a little bit of concern, looking at these squads play, because it's not going to be an easy matchup. Whoever ends up going to that Challenger Cup in, like I said, just a few weeks' time.
Definitely. And with that being said, that will bring us to the end of this cast today. So thank you all for tuning in. I've been It's Me Only, joined by the amazing cast of NightFiree with Alocoste on the cams. Hope you all had a great time here watching these teams battle it out for some very close matches, and I hope to see you all in yet another cast sometime later.
I also want to plug the YouTube. Go follow the YouTube. Go subscribe to it. Do it. We're doing all kinds of content, interviews, highlight reels. Don't miss out. And the Twitter. Get socialized. No, don't get socialized. Get into the socials. That's what I meant to say.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.